Hello everyone and welcome back to History with Matt. Today we're going to be using this new site, this site called the New Campaign Trail, to get into the shoes of could Al Gore have won the 2000 presidential election if just some slight things went differently for him. George W. Bush attempts to chart a new direction for the US, while Al Gore tries to win election as the sitting vice president. Ralph Nader is a leftist third-party candidate. The economy has been booming until quite recently, but President Clinton has been through an embarrassing scandal. Candidates will debate as what to do with a $200 billion budget surplus, among other things. In the real world, Florida was decided by 537 votes after 36 days in a Supreme Court decision. The closest election in American history, definitely up there. Al Gore did a lot of things in his column that he could have done. Ralph Nader, taking about roughly, I can't remember exactly how much of the percentage of the vote he got, but 1% in Florida, that would have went his way, all these narrow states here. But anyway, we'll get into it. And we will play as Al Gore. Al Gore, Democrat, Tennessee. As Al Gore enters the 2000 election as a Democratic candidate after 8 years as vice president under Bill Clinton. Gore's run has a lot of options in his campaign. He can embrace the legacy of Clinton, for better or worse. Politically, he can run as a centrist or move to the left and run as a more traditional liberal Democrat than Clinton did. The presence of well-known Ralph Nader as Green Party candidate complicates this decision. Gore is essentially campaigning on two fronts. And we have choices of vice president. Joe Lieberman was a historical one, in my opinion, not a good vice presidential candidate. We did Bob Graham, John Kerry, and Evan Baugh. However, I will choose Bob Graham. Not only is he a senator from Florida, but he also was very good in the environment, among other things. Playing normal difficulty and winner takes all. Let's have a look at the map here first. As you can see, it's not looking that good for us, but after a couple of these choices, the map will change. Today you've announced the selection of Bob Graham as your running mate. Can you speak more about him? Bob Graham has served his home state of Florida well. He fought tirelessly for education and the environment. I don't get any advisor feedback for that. What is your overall strategy for the 2000 campaign? I'm not going to read all these options. I'm just going to read. Why scrape a good thing? I would campaign the positive record of Bill Clinton and Democrats over the past 8 years and pledge to continue those policies. I will appear with Clinton at a few rallies during the campaign and make sure Americans get the message. Now, historically, Gore distances himself from Clinton, which he had a above water approval rate. I think he had an approval rate of 52%, which wasn't the smartest thing to do, but it's really a bad idea to tie your fortunes to the popular Bill Clinton. As you can see, we will campaign in Florida. What key points will you emphasize as you accept your party's nomination for President of the United States? The Clinton campaign administration has added 23 million jobs to the American economy and unleashed an unprecedented wave of prosperity and innovation. I will continue his policies as president so all Americans can prosper in the coming years. Millions of satisfied Americans are watching you embrace the legacy of Clinton and pledge to continue it. As you can see, that is doing us some help. Which of the following best describes your position on Social Security? The meme of the iron was established a lockbox. That was he hit on that often, quite robotically, Al Gore, to the point that it became a meme. I would establish an ironclad lockbox for Social Security fund. When we allow the federal government to borrow Social Security money, we put every senior in this country at risk. And as you can see, Florida is now run to our column. We will campaign in Tennessee. Which of the following best describes your position on education? We need to increase pay for teachers and increase funding for the Department of Education. I don't support nationwide test standards or testing. They will distort the learning process and lead to education by rote. This is a good Liberal answer that will motivate your base. As always, make sure that you find the right balance between getting the troops out and appealing to undecided voters. That has done us some good. The law is the law. Do you believe Elon Gonzalez should have been returned to Cuba? This is one of the this is between supporting the Clinton administration and disapproving of it, but I think we will. The law is the law. Elon belongs in Cuba with his father. These questions are never easy, but the Clinton administration and Janet Reno did what they had to do. The Elaine issue is simple. A small politically active minority in Florida wants him to remain, but there is also the issue of supporting or opposing Bill Clinton to consider. Now that he hurts us in Florida. We'll compete in Ohio. Did you support Bill Clinton's actions to the bombing of Serbia? I support our actions in this theatre. For minimal cost, we were able to stop a potential genocide and put a dictator to justice. Support and opposition for Serbian airstrikes is all over the place. Mainstream politicians support the action, while a combination of anti-war leftists and anti-Clinton Republicans oppose it. Which of the following best describes your position on the $200 billion surplus that is projected for this year? We should try and keep things as they are. The economy has been usually good over the past few years, and we already have a large federal debt to pay down. It's not exciting anyone, but yeah. What is your vision for foreign policy of this country? America should remain tough but humble. I'm concerned about some of our recent interventions in places like Somalia and Serbia. It's a good mainstream answer on foreign policy. What are your thoughts on the USS Cole bombing that has killed 17 American sailors? How should we prevent such incidents of terrorism in the future? We need to do two things. First of all, we need the better procedures to ensure our troops in dangerous areas do better at protecting themselves. Secondly, we will investigate who is responsible for this attack, be it Al Qaeda or some other group, and attack them accordingly. We're not doing that well so far. Do you have any plans to change American tax policy? We have a plan for middle-class tax cuts, but it would be irresponsible to make such huge changes while we still have a large debt. That's it as well. Everyone likes tax cuts. Do you have any thoughts on Bill Clinton scandal that you would like to share? This is a non-issue. Bill Clinton is one of the best presidents in the last 50 years. We should be focusing on his policies and successes, not his personal affairs. It's a net positive that you're embracing Clinton's legacy. Just to keep in mind that there's a trade-off. Some left-wing voters believe that Clinton is too moderate. This kind of changed the map up a wee bit. Let's go Florida. A Texas man named James Byrd was brutally murdered in what many call a hate crime. What is your opinion on federal hate crime legislation? I support increased federal hate crime legislation. No American should ever feel like the target of intimidation because of their identity. Losing the South a wee bit with that. I strongly support the woman's right of a woman to choose. We need to defend this right, and we should increase federal funding for women's health services unconditionally. It's a good Liberal answer that motivates your base. As always, make sure to strike the right balance between getting your troops out and appealing to undecided voters. Another day, another rally on the campaign trail. What do you prefer to talk about today? I'll emphasise my record and experience as Vice President to Bill Clinton. Voters are satisfied with the economy and the direction of the country. It is my job to continue the policies that have led to the current prosperity. Alright, way to get that crowd fired up. Is it true that you claimed to have invented the internet, another meme of the 2000 presidential election? Maybe I didn't personally sit down and invent the internet, but I was crucial in fighting for the funding that allowed our universities to build the system. What is your opinion on your performance and conduct of our current president, Bill Clinton? Bill Clinton is one of the best presidents we've had in recent memory. His administration added 23 million jobs and oversaw a booming economy. I have nothing good things to say about it. I've already read that one. What do you think of Bill Clinton's recent action to tap the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to reduce the cost of more home heating, particularly in the northeast? This is something Biden did as well. Oil prices have spiked for nearly $40 a barrel. We need to help hardworking Americans in states like New Hampshire by making temporary allowances from our reserve. If you want to win New Hampshire, supporting this move can't hurt. This will be a really close step. We'll go to Ohio. Do you think that new regulations from Bill Clinton have unfairly hurt coal-producing states? Unfortunately, coal is one of the dirtiest forms of energy in existence. I don't see how we can continue to rely on it for the majority of America's energy needs. It's going to be a tough one. It's a good liberal answer. The motivator base. I read that. No day, no rally. Let's talk about our plans to protect Social Security, public education, and Medicare to ensure the future prosperity of America. Let's remind these words these are common sense proposals that appeal to almost everyone. Didn't do us that much of a good. Do you support proposals to expand oil drilling in Alaska, specifically in the Alaskan National Wildlife Refuge? I oppose these plans. Alaskan National Wildlife Refuge is an environmental treasure of the United States, and any oil gained from the exploitation will be relatively limited. Let's give another liberal answer. More day, not rally. Let's give a good speech about how I'm a mainstream liberal candidate who will help hardworking Americans and use our surplus to shore up important government programs. It's good coming down to Florida. What do you have to say about the candidacy of Ralph Nader? I don't punch down in politics. I will run my own campaign and trust that voters will be smart enough to reject the Green Party in November. It's probably a good approach. It is November the 2nd, only 5 days before voting. News is broken that George W. Bush was arrested for drunken driving in 1976. What is your response? It's always best to say nothing in regards to these. This isn't a profit story for me to comment on. I will stick to the issues in my campaign speeches, and my spokesperson will issue a brief denial that we have anything to do with the timing of the revelation. Probably your best bet. Bush might lose a few votes, but there's nothing you can do to pile on. Where will you make your final stops of your campaign before the voting begins? I'll spend the end of my campaign. No. I'll appear in Pennsylvania and spend the latter half of the day in Ohio. These are two huge states that we can secure. Hopefully you can pull Ohio and Pennsylvania out and win the election. Good luck. Let's sit back and watch the voting returns. Now, historically, New Mexico was also a very narrow state, but that's never talked about. Wisconsin, Iowa, New Hampshire. Gore only needed to win New Hampshire, and that would have been it. He didn't need to have Florida. It was his election to lose, really. None of these states are really that a lot narrow. It's good that Tennessee and Arkansas haven't been called. And Julie was just a bad candidate. I know he was a vocal critic of the Bill Clinton administration, but that's what he's going for, picking someone who was a bit of a maverick within the party. But he just wasn't a good candidate. We won Ohio and Pennsylvania, Michigan, we won this election. Yeah, we won the election. One more state. Yeah, especially some of these southern states that were very narrow. Yeah, Gore just wasn't. We actually lost Wisconsin and Iowa. Well, here, the map may look a wee bit. Oh my god, that map looks a wee bit. Congratulations, you've won the 2000 election. Despite another challenge being thrown at you, you've cast aside George Bush and flipped the script on the Republicans, allowing Democrats to win their own 3 presidential elections in a row. The House and Senate have tightened in your favour, but you still have to appeal to moderate Democrats to pass legislation. You'll no doubt be continuing the economic policies of Bill Clinton, but with your own Al Gore twist. Environment, healthcare for all, and then technology will be your 3 goals for the next term. And if you're successful as Clinton in your achievements, 2004 will be a cakewalk. Narrowly won the popular vote, which was the narrowest state. Missouri, which we won by basically 1,300 votes ish. Well, 1,320 votes. Florida. But here it was completely in his. Now historically he actually won these 2 states and we lost them, but we made up for that. We won Ohio, Florida, Arkansas, and Tennessee. No, that's going to be us for today. This has been History with Matt. If you did like this video and watched all the way through, a like, subscribe would be very much appreciated. A comment. What do you think I should do next? Should I continue campaign trails? Should I do some historical analysis of different historical figures? Any software, any apps that I should use to improve the quality of my videos? Anything's appreciated. As always, peace out.